Metro Detroit man gets the surprise of a lifetime, and now his life is changed for the better.
Yeah, he was down on his luck, but a chance encounter with a social media influencer undercover quickly turned things around.
It's the viral video of a Detroit man's encounter with a popular social media influencer that had people talking about acts of kindness last month.
Oh my God.
That same video, according to court documents, had agents with the ATF using it as part of their probe into the kidnapping, beating, and an alleged plot to steal a large sum of money from the Detroiter many called a Good Samaritan.
All right, guys, so my black fatigue has black fatigue, and honestly, I am past fatigue at this point. I feel like I have straight up PTSD. So excuse me for the things that I'm going to say in this video, but I cannot keep sitting back and saying nothing. I am tired of being judged for pointing out the dysfunction in the black community, while people who are actually doing the dysfunctional, destructive things gets a free pass. They don't get pushed back. They don't get held accountable, just excuses. And always, somehow, this ends up boiling back down to the white man. Now, if you don't know MD Motivator, his real name is Zach, and he's a TikToker / YouTuber, and he runs around testing humanity. He pretends to be down bad, and if you step up, he'll swoop in like Santa Claus with cars, cash, bills paid, the whole nine. And this time, Zach pretends to be blind, and he comes across this man named Curtis. And I'm going to show you the interaction between them in just a second. But what started out as something super beautiful, it was a really beautiful moment, takes a dark and disgusting turn. And that's the part we have to talk about it. The demonic energy in the situation, or the dysfunction, and even the animalistic behavior that shows up after. So today we're going to get into that. Welcome back to the channel, guys. I am Carmen JC. If you're new here, make sure you hit the like or the subscribe button. And if you want to support the channel, hit the super thanks or the buy me a coffee link below. And also do not forget to drop a comment. It helps us stay in the algorithm. We have I don't know what's going on with the algorithm lately, but we're trying to stay in it. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so let's get into this. So here we have Curtis, a black grandfather, married, raising his grandkids, holding his family together the best way he can. And then we got MD Motivator, the TikToker / YouTuber who pretends he needs help testing to see if people are decent people before he decides to bless them. That is his thing. That is what he do. And we're going to go ahead and take a listen to the interaction between the two. So let's go ahead and take a listen.
At 5, a Metro Detroit man gets the surprise of a lifetime, and now his life is changed for the better.
Yeah, he was down on his luck, but a chance encounter with a social media influencer undercover quickly turned things around. Fox News' Scott Wolchek with the story.
Oh my God.
A life-changing gift. For Curtis Dixon, it all started with a simple act of kindness.
Could you help me stand up by any chance?
Help you stand up?
Yeah. Thank you, bro.
Ready?
Yeah, 1, 2. Bless you, sir. Thank you.
You okay?
I'm okay.
This is Curtis helping a man who he thought was blind. But what he didn't know, this is actually Zach, better known as MD Motivator, an influencer with millions of followers. Curtis was about to pawn his wedding ring at American Jewelry on loan to afford his electric bill. Zach asked him if he could lend him a few dollars.
I'll have a couple bucks when I come out here. I'm going to pawn my wedding ring, man. But I just shut up yesterday, man. But I'll have a couple bucks.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'll give you a couple bucks.
Thank you, man. Bless you.
All right,
And when Curtis returned,
he tells me he's not blind. I'm like, whoa. So I'm testing him. I said, how many fingers? He says 2. After that, my life just changed.
I got $1,000 cash for you, Curtis.
Now, this is amazing. A white man helping a black man while the world keeps trying to paint white people as these eternal racist villains. And if you scroll on his page, you'll see it. He helps all kind of people, but especially black people. That is the reality. And Curtis isn't some bum. He's married, raising his grandkids, trying to do the right thing. That's exactly the kind of man who deserves help. And Zach, he could have left it at that, right? One good deed, one viral video. He could have kept it moving, but he did it. He came back days later and he did even more. So let's go ahead and take a listen to this second interaction.
a few days later, Zach and Curtis met again to return the kind favor. First, $5,000 for his lights. Then, American Jewelry and Loan threw in $2,500, and then they revealed a new car. The final surprise: $100K raised by people all over the world.
Oh my God.
We need more people like Curtis in this world.
and everyone can do the small acts because the small acts are what matters. That's where all this money came from, was everyone that had a small amount that they could give wanted to give to you because they felt your heart.
You watch Zach and he gives away tens of thousands, if not millions of dollars, life-changing to these people, and it's just so wonderful. You know, when we walked outside, I was crying because it brought out such emotion, and the love that they get with each and every one of Zach's giveaways is undescribable.
And I keep asking him why he helped. Why'd you help me?
I helped because God told me to help you, first and foremost. And he's no stranger. I mean, I would do it for you. I would do it for anybody else.
1, 2, 3.
In Detroit, Scott Walchek, Fox 2 News.
Now, guys, I swear this had me tearing up. Curtis was gifted a car, $100,000, and the peace of mind of knowing his bills were covered. That is a full transformation. But of course, as beautiful as this story was, it doesn't stay that way, because what happens next is not only dark, but it is disgusting. Now, Curtis is a good black man. He just wants to take care of his family, provide for his wife, and live a decent life. But this is where niggas show up, okay? And people always tell me, like, Carmen, you need to make the distinction between black people and niggas. Well, here it is, okay? Black people didn't do this, niggas did. And what happened to Curtis proves exactly why that distinction matters. So let's go ahead and take a listen to the news coverage on this, because you will want to hear this for yourself. Go ahead and take a listen.
Well, tonight on The Edge, a feel-good story turns real ugly after a Detroit man is gifted $100,000 from a famous YouTuber.
The Detroit man claimed that he was kidnapped and nearly killed. It's a story Fox News' Jessica Dupnack has been following it and joins us now live with an update. Jessica, take us through this, because there are some layers.
Yeah, for the last week or so, we've been working to connect these stories. The first one, as you mentioned, surrounds a guy named Curtis Dixon, a 60-year-old from here in Detroit. He did a good deed. A famous YouTuber gave him $100,000. Then about a week and a half later, another story you saw on Fox 2. He is connected to that. Curtis, allegedly the victim of a pretty unbelievable crime spree.
My life just changed overnight.
1 minute, 60-year-old Curtis Dixon was receiving $100,000 for a good deed.
We need more people like Curtis in this world.
A week and a half later, last Monday, witnesses say Dixon was hogtied in his burned-out SUV on Detroit's east side.
I woke up, I'm like, what's going on?
He survived. Sources say there are some inconsistencies in Dixon's story, but he claims he met someone in the area of Mount Elliott in Nevada. From there, he was kidnapped, driven to ATMs to pull out money, then beaten, tied up, and his car set ablaze. Several days into this investigation, the feds picked up the case from Detroit police. The ATF now investigating this as a possible arson, kidnapping, and extortion.
And hopefully they catch whoever did it to him, because we don't want that in our neighborhood.
And that could be part of the problem. More money, more problems, as they say. Now, I want to know what MD Motivator has to say about all this. He has millions and millions of followers, 7 million on Instagram alone. We did reach out and did not hear back in time for this story. So as we said, the ATF, the feds, now taking over this investigation. I'm told by the end of the week, we should hear more from them. We'll continue to follow this one. Reporting live in Detroit, Jessica Dupnack on The Edge.
And as I follow this story, it seems that the missing pieces here that those feds will have to piece together is exactly what happened relative to those inconsistencies in the story. Any more you can tell me about that?
Well, we do know there's some video that police were able to use that placed at least Curtis, or what appeared to be Curtis, at some of these ATMs, possibly against his will. And if you remember, too, there were witnesses that say he was tied up in this SUV and that they rescued him. So there are some parts of this story that are definitely true. It's just a matter of placing it all together. Sometimes, though, these unbelievable stories, they end up panning out. So we will see.
Of course.
So after hearing that, I know you guys all know what I'm going to say. It is completely disgusting. The fact that they robbed him, this has niggas written all over it, beyond degrading, beyond dysfunctional, and beyond dumb. First of all, this is an old man. Like, where's our respect for our elders? Okay, you're going to kidnap and rob him? Okay, no regard that this guy is black. This could be your grandpa. This could be my grandpa. And why? Because he was blessed for doing a good thing. That is a sickness. That is the proof that your own people hate you. And let me be clear, when I say your own people, I am not talking about the Curtises of the world. I am not talking about good black people that are trying to live right. I am talking about niggas. I am talking about the niggas that are always bringing the problems. And even white people can see this distinction. So me as a black person, I have to separate myself from them so I do not get lumped in, okay? This is how low moral character have fallen. Animalistic, barbaric behavior. And this right here is what Al Sharpton should be calling out. This is what Jasmine Crockett should be calling out. But no, they stay quiet on these type of issues. And if you thought that was the worst of it, it gets worse. Watch the next piece of coverage on this. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
A man is found kidnapped and beaten next to his burning car. His wife tied up during a home invasion. Agents say it was all part of a plot to steal thousands of dollars, and now it's who's facing charges that has people turning heads. We first told you about this story and the string of crimes that happened on Labor Day after video went viral of one of the victims receiving a large sum of money.
And right now, 5 people are facing charges of conspiracy to commit kidnapping. They appeared in court this morning. Investigators say they are among the accused, and they are some of the victims' own family members. I should let you know we've chosen to blur the victim's face since this is an ongoing investigation. It's the viral video of a Detroit man's encounter with a popular social media influencer that had people talking about acts of kindness last month. Oh my God. That same video, according to court documents, had agents with the ATF using it as part of their probe into the kidnapping, beating, and an alleged plot to steal a large sum of money from the Detroiter many called a Good Samaritan.
This is all shocking. This is all shocking news for me right now.
After finding the man's SUV torched on Labor Day, the ATF is now naming 5 suspects in the alleged plot to kidnap, abduct, and hold the man and his wife for cash. Roland Terrell Chapman, the victim's nephew, Laker Lopez Martinez, Aisha Ann Stroman, Daniquia Janice Stroman, who investigators say may also be a relative, and Kenneth Paul Anderson.
To find out that his own family got something to do with that, that's heartbreaking, man.
Agents say they spent 1 month gathering evidence, which included phone calls between Chapman, his brother who's in jail, and mom discussing the large sum of money. Agents say on December 1st, Lopez Martinez told the man she was having car trouble and needed a ride. Once they arrived on Detroit's east side, more suspects allegedly appeared with guns. That's when investigators say the attackers tied up the victim, pulled his shirt over his head, robbed him, and threatened to kill his wife. A short time later, 2 other armed suspects allegedly ambushed the couple's home, tied up the man's wife, and stole a safe. Investigators used GPS and video surveillance to place each of the suspects at different scenes. Like here at a gas station, they say ATM footage shows Lopez Martinez driving the victim's SUV while withdrawing money from his bank. They say the Stromans were also seen on ATM cameras using the victim's cards. Court documents also reveal call logs of Chapman discussing the kidnapping with his brother. Search warrants were issued on Tuesday for each of the suspects' homes.
Now, what's the most disgusting part about this? I don't even know if I'm more disgusted by these being some of his family members or that it was mostly women involved. Either way, it is extremely pathetic. And like I said earlier, this is proof of how low the moral character have fallen in the Black community. And let's not forget, the women are the so-called leaders of the community. They're the loudest defenders of dysfunction. These are sisterhood members, okay? I kid you not. These are members of the sisterhood, and you see it playing out right here in your face. This is why their children are murdering each other. This is why they're always online twerking instead of raising those very children, okay? This is why no one wants to be around them. This right here. And I don't want to hear, Carmen, that's just them. No, this is a bigger issue in the Black community that no one wants to address. But everybody's quick to blame white people, okay? Stop blaming white people. The truth is Black women are on the front line defending dysfunction. And no, it's not every single one, but enough to poison the culture, enough to pass down the dysfunction. Rich, poor, hood, suburban, it doesn't matter. It is like an infestation and it is everywhere. And everybody should be alarmed by this behavior because it's not just embarrassing, but it is dragging us backwards. Backwards in morality, backwards in progress, backwards in dignity. And quite frankly, it is just all disgusting. So the reason I covered this story is very simple. To be clear, white people are not the enemy. There are plenty of white people who genuinely care about Black people and want us to do better. The real enemy is the dysfunction inside of your own home. The people we call family, the so-called sisterhood members defending dysfunction, and the same ones sabotaging their own community. That is the enemy. White people aren't the ones that is burning Curtis's car, threatening his wife, or draining his account. Black people are doing that to Black people. And until we face that truth, nothing changes. The sooner we stop pointing fingers outwardly and start holding our own accountable in our neighborhoods, in our family, in our leadership, then we'll be better off. This is not about shaming Black people. It is about honesty. We have a cultural issue that must be addressed. And quite frankly, nobody wants to carry this weight, but somebody has to. And once again, it is going to be me. Stop blaming white people. Start fixing what's broken inside your own home, okay? I am Carmen JC. If you're new here, make sure you hit the like or the subscribe button. Or if you want to support the channel, hit the super thanks or the buy me a coffee link below. And make sure you guys go ahead and engage so we can get our engagement up and stay in the algorithm to get this message out there. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys next time.
Conscious culture, we awaken and we learn. Fire in our spirits, watch the system as it burns. Question every lesson, let the real truth return. We break the mold, and now it's our turn.